Hey guys, it's Tricky Nick here. Today, I am attempting the hardest Mario Kart challenge. The rules are simple. I need to win a 150cc Grand Prix whilst giving the rest of the racers a 1-lap head start. When the first racer completes their first lap, I'll begin racing and it'll be an extreme game of catch up. So let's give this crazy challenge a go. The first thing I needed to consider before beginning this was which Grand Prix would be the easiest to complete the challenge on. In my mind, this boiled down to which courses were the shortest, as playing catch up would be easiest on these. Now obviously, going by the world records on time trials isn't a perfect reflection of the time it'll take to complete the course, but it's probably my best method of finding the cup to play. So I took a look at every time trial world record for every track in the game and averaged out the 4 tracks of each Grand Prix to decipher that the Crossing Cup would make this challenge the easiest. This cup consists of Baby Park, which is probably why this cup is the shortest, Cheeseland, Wild Woods, and of course Animal Crossing, giving it an average course length of 1 minute and 31 seconds. I also decided that I would be using Morton with some roller tires, as it provides decent stats in almost every area, and it's my go-to for winning races. Plus it's pink. So now that I've figured out what cup is best to attempt this on, and made my character and kart selections, it's time to complete this challenge. So without further ado,
Baba Booey.
starting this Grand Prix off with Baby Park, I felt really confident in my ability to complete this challenge. However, it felt so unnatural to just sit at the start while I let everyone gain such a huge lead on me. But I guess that's just how this challenge will be. As short as Baby Park is, I really began to worry about how hard this would actually be, as items are flying all over the place in this course. Well, my questions about the difficulty of this course were answered when about halfway through my first lap, I got smacked by a green shell. Luckily, I still had 6 laps to recover. I also began to realize that the chaotic nature of Baby Park was super advantageous for me, as when I used a star, I was able to mow down tons of other racers and slow them down. And with some good item luck and flawless Mario Kart skills, I was able to get all the way back up to first place by lap 5. Despite a rather close encounter with a banana, I was still able to maintain my lead and win this race. This obviously put me in first place overall and on course for a dubski. On to Cheeseland. Cheeseland was a totally different playing field, as it was far longer than a single lap of Baby Park. As I waited to start this race, the fear really began to mount as I watched all the racers get farther and farther away. Oh boy. Once I started the race though, I wasn't messing around because I had a lot of ground to cover. It was pretty weird going through all the action of the race, yet staying in 12th place amidst it all. It made this seem like it was going to be very daunting. Luckily, being in last place supplied me with bullet bills and stars, which shockingly got me to 11th place by the start of lap 2. By the start of lap 3, it seemed like I had this in the bag as I was already in 4th place. As I neared the end of the track, it was just me and Baby Rosalina competing for first. And as it seemed Baby Rosalina was going to win this, I screamed to the heavens. Why would Nintendo create such an abomination that destroys Rosalina's entire backstory and looks like it came from a horrible Mario fanfiction? I hate this stupid character so much. Why couldn't we just have a half-decent character like Diddy Kong? You literally have him as a Mario Kart 8 toy, and he isn't even in the game! To which the heavens responded by smiting both me and Baby Rosalina. As we neared the finish line though, I was actually able to catch up, smack into, and defeat Baby Rosalina, giving me yet another first place spot. This meant that not only had I won the past 2 races, but I also had a pretty cushy 8-point lead against Roy Koopa in this obscenity. Let me tell you, I had so many close calls on Cheeseland. It ain't easy being cheesy. With my hopes high and kitty cat car riding low, I proceeded to Wild Woods. Once again, when Wild Woods began, watching everyone gain such a lead was pretty panic-inducing, but I guess that's just how it'll be every time I give everyone a 1-lap head start. I also began to rethink my logic about the shortest courses being the easiest to catch up on, as it also means that every other racer has a shorter way to go to finish the race. But oh well, I was already this far. I began my triumphant comeback with a bullet bill and a star, both of which got me very far. I got a little too big for my britches and accidentally cut this corner too sharply, but a golden mushroom essentially mitigated any loss of time there. But at this point, I was starting to worry whether or not I'd be able to catch up, because I was still seemingly farther behind than I was at this point on Cheeseland. Luckily, at the start of lap 2, I got a lightning and a bullet bill, which allowed me to make up some major ground. The next item I got was unfortunately a boo, which is about the worst thing you could ask for in last place, and all it gave me was a couple of mushrooms. As I got to the end of lap 2, I was able to pass poor Drybones, but he was still pretty far back from everybody else, so I still had a long way to go. A bullet bill that I had acquired in my time spent in 11th place was able to get me way up to 4th place, and things were looking good. And by saving the triple mushroom I had gotten whilst in my bullet bill, I was able to take the shortcut at the very end of the race and just barely beat baby Rosalina to the finish line. I mean, look how close this is. By this point in the challenge, I was feeling really good about my odds of winning. I mean, I only had one course left and I had gotten first place in every race. Well, little did I know, this challenge was really gonna come down to the wire. It was a beautiful spring day with a slight breeze in Animal Crossing as I waited to begin the race, but don't be fooled. This was not going to be a nice easy breezy end to the challenge. I don't know if the game decided it wasn't going to let me screw around anymore or what, but at the very start of the race I had to avoid green shells, bananas, and a blue shell explosion within the first 10 seconds. As a result of focusing so hard on avoiding all these items, I smacked right into a tree, which slowed me down significantly and made my route much sloppier. After that, things picked up when I got a bullet bill, but it ended at like the worst time ever, so I had to brake to avoid going off course. At the start of lap 2, I got another bullet bill that landed me very close to the pack, but up at the front, Roy had already begun his final lap. Things were looking bad. As I began spamming my items to try to catch up with first place, I was starting to worry this would be the end of the challenge. My erratic behavior also earned me a date with this unsuspecting villager's home thanks to the misuse of a golden mushroom. But even still, it seemed like things were about to turn around just in time for me to win this. As I rounded the final corner, my triple mushrooms allowed me to take a shortcut, and then one of the worst possible things that could have happened. I smacked right into Bowser Jr.'s green shell. I mean, this didn't really send me back too many places, but it was pretty detrimental. As a result of just about everything that could go wrong going wrong in this final race, I ended up finishing in 6th place. So this was it, the moment of truth. Had I barely scraped up enough points to still secure me the victory? Or did the evil baby Rosalina rip my gold trophy away? As the points tallied up and I saw the scoreboard, I was in disbelief.
Yeah, baby!
I had done it! By a mere 4 points, I was able to secure a first place finish in the Grand Prix and complete the challenge. As my comedic highlight reel played and my golden trophy came on screen, I basked in the glory. I had successfully won a Grand Prix while giving every racer a 1-lap head start. Anyways, that's all for this challenge video. This took dozens upon dozens of tries to win, and there were some close calls along the way. But if you did enjoy this challenge video, maybe I'll up the ante and attempt this on the Grand Prix with the longest average time to complete. But until then, I'll be sitting on this trophy screen relishing in the fact that I'm the best Mario Kart player ever. Bye bye!